When I was a kid, my dad coached my little league team. We never had the best equipment. Our jerseys were faded hand-me-downs, and our field had more rocks than grass. But my dad, he'd say to us every day, "This is our field. We're a team, and we're going to play with heart." He didn't have money for expensive camps or fancy gear, but he taught me the most important lesson I ever learned. The size of your heart is what determines the size of your game. I know some of you here today feel like you're on the sidelines. Maybe you didn't grow up with the advantages other kids had. Maybe you're facing a tough situation at home. Maybe you feel like the odds are stacked against you, and you're just waiting for your chance to get in the game. I get it. I've been there. I've seen it 1,000 times. But I'm here to tell you that the game is happening right now, and you can't afford to watch it from the bench. The education you're getting, the skills you're learning, the challenges you're facing, this isn't just about you. This is about our team, and our team is bigger than just this school. It's bigger than this city. Our team is our nation. What you're doing in these classrooms, on these projects, in these labs, it's the practice you're putting in for the big game. The critical thinking skills you learn in math class, that's the playbook you'll need to solve complex problems in business or engineering. The empathy you learn in history class, that's the locker room teamwork you'll need to work with diverse people and build a stronger community. The leadership you develop in student government or on the debate team, that's the quarterback's presence you'll need to inspire your team when the clock is running out. We need every single one of you on this field. We need the star quarterback, but we also need the linemen who clear the way, the receivers who run the routes, and the special teams players who make the crucial, unglamorous plays. The future of our country depends on whether we have a full roster of talented, dedicated people who are ready to play their part. If you quit, you're not just letting yourself down. You're quitting on the team. You're quitting on your country. I know it's not easy. I know that sometimes the drills are boring. You won't love every practice. You won't click with every coach. Some days you'll feel like you're running in place and you'll get tired. But at the end of the day, no matter what you're dealing with outside this locker room, there is no excuse for not putting in the work. That's the truth about champions. They don't have excuses. They have discipline. They show up every day, ready to practice. The star player you see on TV didn't get there by chance. They got there with 1,000 hours of practice. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes to ever live, was cut from his high school team. But he didn't quit. He didn't let that failure define him. He let it fuel him. He understood that practice isn't about being perfect. It's about making yourself better than you were yesterday. So if you get a bad grade on a test, that doesn't mean you're a bad player. It means you need to spend more time in the playbook. If you mess up in class, that doesn't mean you're a troublemaker. It means you need to get your head back in the game and focus. The only way you get better at anything is through consistent, relentless practice. Every great athlete and every great team has a coach. They have someone who sees the game from a different perspective. Someone who can tell them what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of a true competitor. It shows you have the humility to admit you don't have all the answers and the courage to get better. So when you're struggling, when you're confused, when you feel like you're falling behind, Find a coach. Find an adult you trust. A teacher, a counselor, a family member. Ask them to help you stay on track, to help you get your mind right for the game. Because giving up on yourself is giving up on the team. The story of champions isn't about people who quit when the clock was running down. It's about people who kept pushing, who found a way to win. It's about young men and women who 100 years ago faced impossible odds and built a nation. It's about students who sat in these same seats, who went on to change the world. Now it's your turn. What's your play? What's your legacy going to be? The world needs your talents. We need your heart. We need your discipline. The game is on and the ball is in your hands. I expect greatness from you. So, don't let me down. Don't let your team down. And most of all, don't let yourself down. Now go out there and make a legacy we can all be proud of.